What's up, Millennial Plastic Stacker here, aka the Coin Husker, here to show you another pickup. It's regular, feeling wavy right now. So here we have this America the Beautiful 2019 War in the Pacific Guam quarter. It says United States of America on the obverse with a picture of George Washington, "In God We Trust," Liberty, and quarter dollar. On the reverse, we have War in the Pacific, Guam, E Pluribus Unum, out of one many, and 2019. I've actually gotten a lot of these just from like going to a gas station, the D-based regular quarters, not the 5-ounce ones, just the little tiny regular ones from like McDonald's, gas stations, stuff like that, the movies. And this has edged lettering on it, so on the edges it says 0.99 fine silver, 5 ounces. If you don't know anything about Guam, I'm gonna let you know that in a second. Here we have the 2nd Division Marine on his stomach, crawling with his gun out. In the back we have another Marine with his gun out, walking through the water. We also have an amphibious vehicle, meaning it can transport on land as well as in water. In the back we have 2 American US battleships, and down here we have Michael Gaudioso. I believe that's the sculptor's initials. And Guam, if you don't know about Guam, the people of Guam have been there for over 4,000 years. They're known as the Chamorros. They're indigenous to that land. It wasn't until 1521 when Ferdinand Magellan had quote unquote discovered it, and it wasn't until about 1668 when Jesuit missionary Father San Vortes arrived there, and he baptized the chief's daughter, which pissed off the chief, resulted in Father San Vortes' death, and a 25-year war ensued between the Chamorros and Spain. Okay, Spain ended up winning that war, and they had occupied Guam up until 1898. Up until 1898, because that's when the Spanish-American War was. The United States had sent the United States ship, the Maine, to Cuba, Havana Harbor, to set the people of Cuba free from Spain. Also, Spain was mistreating the Cubans, on top of not letting them gain their independence. Being that Cuba is a part of the Americas, the United States threatened with United States military intervention. Also, while our ship was there, it had mysteriously blown up because of a mine, because our ship had been there for, I think, probably weeks on weeks, maybe even a month or so. But the ship had blown up. The Americans thought it was the Spains were behind it. The Spains claimed that it wasn't them, it was an accident or something, or somebody had done it, an inside job, who knows. But 260 men upon that ship had died. The Americans wanted something to be done about it. Being that Spain would not set the Cubans free, McKinley did agree to go to war with them. He signed off the paperwork, and that's how we were able to accumulate Guam. We did not have to kill anybody over in Guam. We didn't have to kill or fight anybody in Spain, or fight any Spanish people in Guam. That was handed over to us upon the signing of the treaty after we had won that war. Guam was ceded to the United States, as well as the Philippines, as well as Guantanamo Bay and various others. Okay, so from 1898 to 1941, the United States occupied Guam. The people of Guam, the Chamorros, still have not gained their sovereignty, their independence or freedom. But from that time, they are ruled by the United States. They do suffer some mistreatment, such as, the whole segregation thing. And it wasn't until 1941, December 7th, when Japan had bombed Pearl Harbor, and then it was the next day, December 8th, that Japan had invaded Guam and had taken out United States forces. That was the first battle. Okay, so from 1941 to 1944, Japan occupied Guam. During the occupation, they said it was brutal. People were killed. Anybody who did not renounce their allegiance to the United States were killed or court-martialed and taken prisoner of war. The Japanese also took control of the currency. The Guamanians were no longer allowed to use United States currency as their currency. Japan took their currency and traded it in for Japanese currency at the time. And, that went on until 1944, until the Second Battle of Guam, where the United States recaptured Guam. Okay, from there, we have the 1950 Organic Act of Guam, which makes Guam an organized territory of the United States, unincorporated though. So the people there, anybody born in 1950 and after that is considered a United States citizen. The funny thing is about it is they're not just regular citizens. They're not allowed to vote for the president. They are, of course, allowed to go to war and fight in the military. So that is a bit of an oxymoron. And so they are battling with those issues. They do hope to become a state someday. Some of the people want to be a United States, want the territory to be upgraded in political status to a state. Some don't. Some want their independence back. To call yourself Guamanian is a United States citizen. To call yourself Chamorro is the indigenous people of that land. So it's this whole fight between status, and I think the people should call themselves Chamorro, but it's up to them. It comes down to, are you sovereign or are you a slave? You'll make that decision. They'll make that decision. And it's now 2019, and Guam has still been under United States rule. If you go to Guam, once again, it's just like going to just a regular city. It's just like going to Denver. It's just like going to Los Angeles, man. Just same stores, same Walmart, AutoZone. You might find a McDonald's. Just got that same whole vibe, even though it's way over there in the Western Pacific Ocean. And with this historical park, if you go there to Guam, Guam is the largest of the Mariana Islands. If you go there, you'll see the fortifications and the bunkers that were used during that war. You also see the weapon embedments and just the beautiful scenery, also the beaches and the tropical scenery. So here we have it, another 5 ounces to the stack. Beautiful coin, taught me something new. Financial security went up, knowledge went up. Great coin, beautiful. I think you should get it. Millennial Plastic Stacker, I'm out.